When you consider the Rockstar classics of the same gaming era, GTA San Andreas, which hit shelves in 2004, and Bully in 2006, The Warriors, released in 2005, could arguably be hailed as one of the best Rockstar games of all time. Sure, it's rough around the edges, but even compared to today's gaming standards, we get a semi-open world, a well-crafted script, an authentic motion picture soundtrack, gameplay mechanics which arguably set the foundation for Red Dead, combat that surpasses the GTA franchise. Well, I think it does. But to top it off, local couch co-op. Yeah, you know the mechanic Rockstar have yet to add to the GTA series, where you and a friend can play an open world campaign cooperatively and socialise in the same room. The Warriors set that benchmark, but let's do the math. That's one game for two people.
Show me the money!
Don't hold your breath for Rockstar to include local co-op again. Now we already know how much you guys love Bully,
yes sir,
Max Payne and GTA. You gotta let me know in the comments how many of you have actually played The Warriors. If you haven't played The Warriors or let alone heard of it, let's connect some dots and go back on a short trip to where it all began. It was 1979 and a low budget movie named The Warriors was released in cinemas worldwide, comprised of a relatively unknown cast and filmed in New York, covering Brooklyn, Queens and Manhattan. Authenticity, it seemed, was the goal. And although filming on the mean streets themselves paid off, it came at a cost. It's wise not to play around in area codes you don't belong to without having connections. And it was said that allegedly local gang members were on the pursuit of what they believed to be a new rival gang called the Warriors. Yeah, they thought the Warriors were real.
And I go out and there's this gang called Homicide Incorporated. So the guy wanted to know who the hell was the Warriors, who's the leader? Oh, I'm an actor. Trust me, my man.
Crazy. Producers had to resort to paying them off, even including many of the gang members as movie extras to avoid chaos kicking off on set. However, looking back, I'd imagine that everyone involved wouldn't have it any other way because the movie turned out to be a cult classic. And believe it or not, the plot was simple, but in the best of ways. The gangs of New York are called upon by a highly respected gang leader named Cyrus.
Can you count, suckers?
Cyrus wants the gangs of New York to unite for a common cause, but things don't go to plan. Confusion and chaos ensues, and consequently, all blame is placed upon
The Warriors! It's crazy, I didn't do nothing. The Warriors did it! The Warriors did it! The Warriors did it!
Stranded behind enemy territory and with all odds against them, their only objective is to get back home alive to their home turf, Coney Island. And man, this movie is still a blast to watch. The execution, pacing and nuanced personality traits of the Warriors are relatable and easy to root for because they're not fake tough guys or girls, they're just young kids living in poor neighborhoods who've fallen victim to peer pressure or can't get a break in the real world. You have to check it out. It's a great movie which garnered a cult following, and Rockstar Toronto had faith that its qualities would translate to a modern gaming audience. They were right, and what began as a passion project garnered critical acclaim from critics and fans alike.
Warrior, come out to play.
The game's sequence of events take place 3 months before the main plot of the movie. To kick things off, you take on the role of Rembrandt. He doesn't fit the mold of, let's say, a typical gangster.
How do I look?
But he's got tagging skills. He's got potential. At this time, the leader of the Warriors is Cleon. He's a cool looking dude.
That's what I like to see, Rembrandt.
He's played by an actor named Dorsey Wright. But damn man, this guy sounds just like Samuel L. Jackson.
We don't all look alike.
Listen, he sounds just like him. But fun fact, they've actually starred in a movie together. Gets great reviews too. Once you showcase your talents beating up the local hobos who take part because free booze, this is enough to earn the Warriors' respect. So one of the OG's vermin shows you the ropes. He'll inform you that making quick cash is the key objective in order to purchase graffiti, but most importantly, you'll need access to some good old nose candy to heal your wounds. Yes, cocaine. It's Rockstar. You'll learn how to break car windows and steal the radios for cash, picklock your way into storefronts and loot the entire shop, and you're even given the choice to either pay the dealer in cash or just give him a 2-piece and a biscuit. But be aware of you can expect to get the ever-living shit kicked out of you if you mistime a punch. Once you have the fundamentals down and learn the hard way that you can't just rely on combat, You'll cautiously and strategically find yourself completing a variety of challenges in order to move from one location to another. You'll have the ability to utilize the unique skill sets of each of the warriors, marking your territory and increasing your rep amongst rival gangs.
What's wrong with you making it through our territory, as long as you're coming in peace?
It's this level of variety that keeps you hooked. And it all successfully ties into the main game story, which aims to flesh out the events that took place before the meeting with Cyrus.
You fucked me over, and now I'm gonna fuck up, Jack in the Box.
If you love the combat from classic games like Def Jam Fight for New York, WCW vs NWO, or Sleeping Dogs, which in my opinion has yet to be surpassed, you'll feel right at home with the Warriors combat system. All the warriors have a basic jab which you can double up on, and strong attacks ranging from right hooks to roundhouse kicks depending on the character you control. And if that's not enough, you can just ragdoll your opponent. You can judo toss them or go for a traditional takedown, enter full mount and beat them to a bloody pulp. Much like a real street fight, anything goes. It doesn't matter your skill level, attacks come from all angles, so you're guaranteed to receive cheap shots, as well as have trash cans, knives and crowbars crack you upside your head. You'll never have a moment unscathed. The game shows zero mercy. As for the enemy types, they range from rival gang members who level up as you progress through the game, specifically when you're placed in gang vs gang battle royale scenarios where you'll be forced to use your full arsenal of attacks to survive. You'll also come across mini-bosses, which surprisingly work really well, since they're an opportunity to include classic action scenes from the movie. But none of these guys compare to the toughest enemy of them all, the Popo. They are so unfair, but it's by design. You're not a superhero in this game, and you are encouraged to think critically and hide like a coward, because if they outmaneuver you, they'll put you face down, and under pressure, you have to complete a mini-game to survive. And you'll probably lose, so you have to rely on a friend to bring you back to your feet. And talking about friends, the Warrior supports split screen local multiplayer. This game is a trip to play after dark with a couple of drinks. It's just inevitable, one of you is going to get handcuffed on the other side of the map, and your friend will have to traverse so carefully back to your position to revive you. It's a humbling experience. You won't have a choice. You have to work together.
I wanna roll with you guys.
Get out of here, man.
As you progress through the game, you'll unlock bonus levels known as Flashback Missions, which shine a light on backstories previously unexplored. And it's perfect fan service. This is Rockstar in their prime, paying homage and in many ways creating a Warriors universe, exploring and expanding on the relationships between the Warriors and their rivals before the events that went down in the movie. You'll eventually complete the game, and just when you think the Warriors has given you all it can muster, it goes full-blown Streets of Rage. You'll gain access to a beat-em-up minigame called Army of the Night, and oh my god, wow. It's so buggy, it's great. If you throw a punch first, you get KO'd. You can't run, so projectiles always hit you. How do you dodge a projectile off screen? Amazing. They'll take out the whole team to take you out. Honestly, the bugs just add to the fun and chaos, but it's a mini game at best, and I'd only recommend it if you have friends.
Oh, friend!
The big question, does The Warriors warrant a remaster? If you're new to the channel, I enhance classic games often left in limbo by developers who've moved on to shinier toys. If you remove your rose-coloured glasses, the game has its glaring flaws. A remaster would be nice, however I would opt for a full-blown remake, especially when you consider the gameplay mechanics Rockstar could implement with today's technology. If you have a keen eye, I'm sure you've noticed, The Warriors Remastered is currently in progress, and I'll be dropping a trailer very soon. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. If you wish to support the project, join my growing community of Ko-fi Guardians. These guys are always offering me their support and words of wisdom and give me the motivation to keep this going. Make sure to leave a like and let me know in the comments section which classic games you'd like me to cover on this channel. Until then, take care, peace.
Need that?